Hello, English students, and welcome to a new listening lesson. Today, we are going to dive into a spine-chilling horror story called The Dark Cycle. The apartment was significantly cheaper than the market price, and I, a young professional, gladly took the bait. The agent said something about minor technical peculiarities, but I didn't pay attention. The main thing was having my own space. The peculiarity turned out to be the washing machine. It was old, white, with a single large black knob. The owner had left a note on the top: "Do not use the dark cycle mode." I shrugged. Why the hell would I use such a strange mode? The regular mode, cotton 60 degrees, suited me perfectly well. The first month, everything was great. But then one day I forgot to buy detergent. I ran to the neighbor and borrowed a colored laundry capsule from her.
However, in the dark, I didn't look closely and put a capsule in the compartment. To my bad luck, when starting the machine, I accidentally turned the black knob and activated the dark cycle mode instead of the normal program. The machine did not start immediately. First, there was the usual hum, but then a dull thump, as if something heavy had turned over inside. The light in the apartment flickered. The machine began to work far too intensely, clanking and rattling, as if there were not clothes inside, but a pile of bolts, and an odor appeared, not of pleasant laundry soap, but cold iron and wet earth. When the cycle ended, I opened the door in horror. The clothes were clean, too clean. They were absolutely new, but wrong. The t-shirt I had worn for years had a perfect color, but felt like the skin of a dead animal to the touch. The jeans were dense, but cold, like a stone in a basement. And most importantly, earth spilled out of the pockets, black, damp, with a swampy smell. I was shaking, but I put it down to coincidence. The appliance was broken. The electronics were failing. I threw out the earth, but I didn't want to touch those clothes again. I decided to get rid of them immediately.
That night, I had a dream. I was standing on the side of an unknown road in the rain. Ahead was an old house with dark windows. I turned around, and behind me there was an identical house. I walked, but always ended up in the same place. Someone was watching me from the house.
The next morning, I woke up with pain in my legs. There was dirt under my fingernails, and on the floor by the bed, there were traces of damp earth. The horror began to seep into reality. I started seeing that house out of the corner of my eye, in the window of the next building, on the screen of the turned-off TV. It was getting closer. The smell of damp earth became my constant companion. I realized that dark cycle wasn't a wash cycle. It was a portal. It didn't clean the dirt. It washed the things, returning them to a state where they were part of something else, part of that world. And along with the things, it dragged their owner.
Tonight, I was awakened by a scratching sound in the bathroom. I went toward the noise. The washing machine was on, in the dark cycle mode. Through the glass porthole, I saw my own jacket spinning inside in the swamp-smelling water. And behind it, in the darkness, the silhouette of that very house loomed.
It's already here, and it's waiting for me to climb inside to get my things.
What a disturbing story. We hope you were able to follow the plot and learn new English phrases. This A2 B1 level story helps you familiarize yourself with everyday vocabulary like appliances and clothing and expressions of fear.
Remember, the more you listen, the better you speak. Leave us a comment telling us what your biggest fear is. And if you like this story, give it a like and subscribe for more English stories. See you next time.